Hey everyone, Pastor Tommy McMurtry here. Wanted to remind everyone about a video that I made on January 1st, warning everyone about Zionist craziness coming up this year. I told everyone, be on the lookout. It's the 70th anniversary of Israel becoming a nation. The prophecy people are going to be going nuts. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. I cannot believe the stupidity that I've heard this year. And I'm going to show you a few examples of this stupidity. But the reason I'm doing this video right now, most of you might not know this, but September, I believe 10th or 11th, it was the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. And we went into year 5778 according to their calendar. And that's significant because of the fact that people were making a massive deal about the year 5777. People were talking about these Jews from rabbis from 300 years ago that prophesied the Messiah was going to come in the year 5777. And guess what? It didn't happen. He did not come. Listen to what these Christian people were talking about. Listen to this foolishness.
Look, and there's so many of these articles. We've been running them at Skywatch TV almost every week right now. And so I only brought a couple of them with me. This one, Trump upset victory divinely sent to begin messianic process, say Israeli rabbis, right? And this one, ancient secret of Daniel's 70 weeks predicts end of days will come this year in 5777, which started in October last month in the Jewish calendar year and will be done by September of the coming year. So, and by the way, that was Rabbi Meir Horowitz 300 years ago, working on Daniel's time and half a time, and he set a date. He set a date 300 years ago. He said, this will all happen. The Messiah will arrive. The end times will begin in the Jewish calendar year 5777. The rabbis have held that dear to them since then. What is that? That's 2016 to 2017. Messiah will arrive. Now, they're looking at Donald Trump. One of the rabbis illustrated how his name in the gematria, the numerology of his name, actually means Messiah. Now, there's some weird stuff here that's going on. So think about this for a moment. In the Jewish Zohar, 700 years ago in medieval Aramaic, Orthodox Jews speculated about when will the Messiah be on the earth, right? And in the Vieira section of the Zohar, they said he will arrive on earth in the year 57, he will make himself known in the year 5773, which was 2012 to 2013. Oddly enough, Trump goes to Israel in 2012, decides not to run for U.S. president, meets with heads of states, comes out of that, you can watch the YouTube on television, and he starts talking to the Jewish people, telling them to vote for Benjamin Netanyahu and the Likud party, which they did, right?
Wow. So as you see, once again, they were wrong. They shouldn't have been surprised that some Jewish rabbis who couldn't figure out that Jesus was the Messiah got some end times prophecy wrong. That shouldn't have been a shock. But obviously it was for these people. And you know what? It wasn't just them. People like John Hagee were making some crazy claims himself. He was talking about Jerusalem becoming the capital and the United States moving their embassy there and how that was so important and how this was a great year for the Jews this current year. And he believed that something, that was going to change the course of human history was going to happen this year. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. That year came and went, and nothing happened. Nothing happened to change the course of human history. But you know what? Part of his problem, he kept talking about his feelings. I just really feel in the core of my being. And a lot of preachers do that. They go off their feelings. They use feelings to try to prove something. I just really feel this is right. Well, how about you show some Bible on it? That would be a good practice.
And what an exciting time. The 50-year anniversary of the reunification of Jerusalem, the Jerusalem Jubilee. Now, you've been talking about this a whole lot. Why is this so significant?
50 in the economy of God is a very real measurement of time. So let's go back to the Balfour Declaration, which was November the 2nd, 1917. This was a time when, through the providence of God, the British government gave to the Jewish people The land that we now know is Israel. Add 50 to 1917, and there you have 1967.
Six-Day War.
1967 was the Six-Day War, but it was when Jerusalem was reunited to the state of Israel. Add 50 to 1967, and you have 2017. This is a very significant year in Bible prophecy when good things are going to happen for Israel. It is my prayer that before this Jewish year is over, that the embassy will be moved to the city of Jerusalem, and the nations of the world will know that America fully endorses the statehood of Israel, and that Jerusalem is no longer up for grabs, but it is specifically and uniquely the eternal and undivided capital of the Jewish state.
So another big date coming up, the 70-year anniversary of the reestablishment of the State of Israel. What are your thoughts on that? What's the significance of that?
70 in the Bible is a number of completion. 7 is a perfect number. 10 is the number required to have an official prayer meeting. That's why there were 120 people in the upper room. There are 12 tribes of Israel. 10 are required for every tribe. There's 120. The Bible is a book of exact mathematics. 70 is one of those numbers because it is 7 times 10. 70 is also an expression of a time of God's perfection and what God is going to do for the state of Israel. When you put together the fact that we're having a Jubilee for the city of Jerusalem and a Jubilee for the state of Israel, something is going to happen so special this year that's going to change the course of history. I just feel that in the very core of my being because of these dates and years that are coming together.
But you know, it wasn't just in the charismatic and in the John Hagee world. Even in the village idiots of the Baptist world, we have the Ruckmanites. You have guys like Andrew Sluter. Listen to the foolish stuff he said.
Hey guys, Andrew Sluter, pastor of Bible Baptist Church here in Asheville, North Carolina, coming to you with a video on the 2 times that Trump is mentioned in the Bible. Now, Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, was born on June 14th of 1946. If you will fast forward that date 700 days, it's when Israel became a nation on May 15th of 1948. Also, when Trump had his first full day in office, January 21st of 2017, he was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. His first military action as president happened on his 77th day in office. And this year, on May 15th, 2018, that is the 70th anniversary of the nation of Israel being regathered and becoming a nation once more, and Trump will be in office. Now, the Bible mentions Trump twice. Now, unfortunately, I know what you're thinking. It's not Donald Trump. The Bible mentions the word Trump twice, and in the King James Bible, Trump is the sound that a trumpet makes. The first place we find this is in 1 Corinthians 15, verses 52. Verse 51 says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound." That's verse 52. So, interestingly enough, the first time the word trump is used, it's in connection with the rapture. The second time the word trump is used is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse number 16. And it says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." And so the second time the word trump is used, it's also in connection with the rapture. Now, Donald Trump has just moved, not too long ago, the capital of Israel to Jerusalem. He's recognized the capital as Jerusalem, and he said he will soon make plans to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. These are all big prophetic events that are going on in these last days. And it's just interesting to me that the 2 times the word Trump is used, it's in connection with the rapture. So I hate to burst your bubble, but Donald Trump isn't directly mentioned in the Bible. But hey, God knew 400 years ago, when the King James translators were pinning down the words of the King James Bible, that Trump would be in office. And interestingly enough, they used Trump in both places where it's talking about the rapture.
So once again, with Sluter, with Hagee, you've got these guys using stupid numerology stuff. Now, folks, numerology is stupid. It works great when looking back on something because you can make the numbers do whatever you need them to do. But they never accurately predict anything. They never do. And they just make all these big claims. They get everybody all hyped up and everybody goes along with it because it's what they want to hear. It's what they want to believe. And they need to just start reading their Bibles and just going off what the Bible teaches. But you know what? People have been being led up a creek for 70 years, and it's time for everyone to say, enough's enough. And you know what y'all need to do? Y'all need to come to the Marching to Zion Conference October 11th through the 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. There you will hear the truth. You might say, well, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if I can trust you, you know. I'm not real sure about you. Okay, fine. But you know what? You know you can't trust that other crowd. They've been wrong and lying and leading you up a creek for 70 years, making false predictions, getting all excited. 1988, they got all excited because it was 40 years after Israel becoming a nation. And everybody got all hyped up about that. Didn't happen. They do it again on the 70th anniversary. And I hope there's some of you out there watching this that you're finally just going to say, you know what? I'm done being led up a creek by these people. They clearly do not know what they're talking about when it comes to end times events. You would think that John Hagee, after feeling this in the very core of his being and him being dead wrong, you would think that would be a wake-up call for him. But it won't. He'll come up with something else. They'll find it some other big day coming up in the Jewish calendar or whatever, and they'll make a big deal out of it because it's good for publicity. It's good for to help them raise money. But you know what? It's all a lie. And those of you who believe the Bible out there, you need to stop letting these people take you up a creek. And just go ahead. Some of you pastors out there that are scared to preach a truth on this, you're scared to even look into it because you're scared of what the establishment will do to you. You know what you need to do? You just need to go ahead and man up. And if you don't fully know the truth yet, man up. Come to this Marching to Zion conference, all right? We won't tell your Pope that you went there. Just go ahead and come, and we'll be nice to you, ask your questions, and you're going to learn a lot of things that are going to knock your socks off. So don't miss it. Don't be another victim for one of these just false predictions. I'd like to think that they would be done. The 70 years, they came and they went. Nothing happened. I'd like to think that people will be woke up now, but they probably won't. They probably won't. So, but you know what? You don't have to go down with them. So anyway, thank you for watching this. God bless.